You bought a PlayStation 5 to play bangers, not discount bin fillers. In this video, we're breaking down 10 brand new PS5 games in 2025 that actually deserve your hard-earned money. No boring padding, no overhyped disappointments, just games that respect your time, your wallet, and your console. Let's jump straight into the first one. Darwin's Paradox puts you in control of Darwin, a small but incredibly smart blue octopus who wakes up inside a giant, mysterious factory. This isn't a generic platformer. Your 8 tentacles are your main tool. You cling to walls, crawl through pipes, squeeze through tight spaces, and outsmart deadly machines instead of just running and jumping. Every room feels like a little puzzle, asking you to mix timing, movement, and strategy to survive. The art style looks like a handcrafted animated movie. Cute and colorful, but also a bit unsettling. And as you move deeper into the complex, you slowly discover that this place isn't just dangerous for you. It might be hiding a much bigger threat behind all the metal and machines. Midnight Murder Club drops you and up to 5 other players into a pitch-black mansion where every match feels like a horror movie mixed with a party game. You only have a flashlight and a revolver, so light becomes a risk, not just a comfort. The moment you switch it on, you can see your enemies, but they can see you too. It's all about whispers in the dark, listening for footsteps above you, doors creaking open, and panicked gunshots in the next room. What really makes this game stand out are the wild cards and traps. Bear traps on the floor, Molotovs, falling chandeliers, night vision pills, and more that completely change how each round plays. One purchase lets you invite friends with the free guest pass, so the whole mansion turns into chaotic, hilarious horror, where every decision in the dark can be your last. The Midnight Walk is a dark, story-driven adventure where you play as the Burnt One, wandering through a world literally built from real clay and brought to life with stop-motion animation. You're never truly alone, though. By your side is Potboy, a strange little lantern creature whose fragile flame is your only comfort in the darkness. Together you sneak past twisted monsters that are drawn to his light, using shadows, sound, and clever timing instead of guns or big combat set pieces. Every area feels like walking through a creepy animated movie, with eerie whispers, creaking wood, and distant screams wrapping around you. And whether you play on a TV or in PSVR 2, the Midnight Walk stands out as a cozy horror journey about light, darkness, and the things you're willing to protect on a long, terrifying night. Lost Soul Aside throws you into a stylish action RPG where every fight feels like a high-speed anime battle. You play as Kazur, a lone warrior who's literally fused with a shape-shifting dragon called Arena, letting your sword morph mid-combo into huge blades, guns, and aerial attacks. One second you're dashing across the battlefield, the next you're surfing on energy trails, juggling enemies in the air with insane Devil May Cry style combos. Bosses hit hard and look gorgeous with huge arenas, flashy attacks, and zero downtime. Where Winds Meet is a massive wuxia open-world RPG set in ancient China, where you play as a wandering swordmaster writing your own legend. Instead of a typical Western fantasy world, you're exploring misty mountains, bamboo forests, busy towns, and ancient temples during the chaotic 5 Dynasties and 10 Kingdoms period. Combat mixes Sekiro-style timing with flashy martial arts. You can swap between swords, spears, dual blades, fans, even an umbrella, then chain everything into cinematic combos. Outside of fighting, the game goes crazy with freedom. You can join different sects, glide across rooftops, race along rivers, hunt demons, play mahjong, even just chill and fish by a quiet lake. What really sets Where Winds Meet apart is that it's a huge, free-to-play world that promises no pay to win, letting your skill and choices, not your wallet, shape the legend people will remember. The Last of Us Complete is the ultimate way to experience Joel and Ellie's journey from start to finish on PlayStation 5. In one package, you get the brutal road trip of The Last of Us Part 1 and the heavier, more complex story of The Last of Us Part 2. Remastered, both running with improved visuals, faster loading, and smoother performance. You feel every whisper, every broken window, every desperate fight with the infected. Whether you're meeting these characters for the first time or coming back after years, this collection lets you play the entire saga in one place, with all the upgrades, extra modes, and emotional punches lined up back to back. Days Gone. Remastered lets you return to the broken highways and dense forests of Oregon, but this time with sharper visuals, smoother performance, and faster loading on PlayStation 5. You step back into the boots of Deacon St. John, a drifter and bounty hunter riding his bike through a world overrun by freakers. Not just a few zombies, but massive, terrifying hordes that move like a living wave. What sets Days Gone apart is that mix of bike survival and open-world tension. Keeping your fuel, ammo, and bike parts in check while dynamic weather, roaming enemies, and human ambushes constantly change your plans. In the remastered version, the chases, slow-motion shots, and huge horde battles feel more intense than ever, making every night ride and last-second escape even more satisfying. Ballad of Antara is a dark fantasy action RPG where you don't just play one hero. You become a group of emissaries, powerful warriors who can walk between two worlds. A strange mist has shattered reality, stealing the essences of the land and trapping them in a twisted dimension called Para. Your job is to hunt down towering divine creatures, fight through haunting landscapes, and reclaim those lost powers. What really makes Ballad of Antara stand out is its mix of Souls-like combat and party building. Each emissary has a totally different weapon style, abilities, and story, so your team and your playstyle constantly evolve. On top of that, the whole adventure is free to play, and you can explore this ruined world alone or with friends in co-op, turning every boss fight and every trip into Para into a shared high-stakes journey.
Remember, no matter what happens, we did not betray this world.
Ghost of Yotei is a standalone sequel to Ghost of Tsushima that trades sunny islands for the frozen, dangerous north of Japan. You play as Atsu, a haunted mercenary hunting down the Yotei Six, the warlords who massacred her family and left her for dead. Every step you take around Mount Yotei feels like a moving painting. Blizzards, aurora in the sky, dense forests, and quiet villages hiding dark secrets. What really sets Ghost of Yotei apart is how it evolves Tsushima's formula. The old stance system is gone. Instead, you unlock new weapons that directly counter different enemy types. Spears, kusarigama, huge odachi blades, even early firearms. You can disarm foes, grab their weapons and throw them back in their faces, or call a spectral wolf to fight at your side. Exploration also feels richer. You still follow foxes, bathe in hot springs, and chase golden birds. But now you're also painting sumie, gambling, playing the shamisen and setting up camps to cook, craft, and prepare for the next duel. And with cinematic modes inspired by classic samurai cinema, from black and white Kurosawa style to more brutal close-up or chilled lo-fi exploration. Death Stranding. 2. On the Beach takes everything weird and brilliant from the first game and pushes it way further. This time you cross Mexico and a devastated Australia, using your ship, the Magellan, as a moving base while you rebuild a broken world. You are still a porter, but now you're building full monorail lines, upgrading crazy vehicles, and carving permanent routes through earthquakes, storms, and shifting terrain. Combat is much deeper too. You can go full stealth, set up gadgets and traps, or dive into tense firefights when things go bad. And over all of that sits the evolved social strand system, where other players' bridges, signs, and structures quietly turn your lonely journey into a strange, hopeful kind of multiplayer experience.